Welcome once again to Time to Draw. As well, always, since I'm the one drawing, it's me, Len Berry. Last week I read a fantastic comic book, and it was kind of a knee-jerk reaction for me to read it. And that comic book was Wonder Woman Rebirth, #1 in DC Comics. I read it for two reasons. One, it looked like an interesting story, and more importantly, it was being written by Greg Rucka. The first issue he ever did of the main Wonder Woman series is what introduced me to both Wonder Woman, to make me a fan, and to his writing, to make me a fan of his writing. And I was so impressed with that I decided that this time I will draw Rebirth version of Wonder Woman. But me being me, I'm not going to do it just as simply as that. I'm actually going to kind of base it on one of the initial promo designs from the first run that Greg Rucka did with Wonder Woman, and that was his main artist for that series was Drew Johnson, and I like his art style because he made Wonder Woman look both beautiful and brawny. So she was fit and muscular, and not model muscular. No, she looked like she should be the strongest woman in the world because, well, it's Wonder Woman. So one of the interesting things about how Drew Johnson draws Wonder Woman is that she's actually a little on the top heavy side. So I'm gonna use an hourglass kind of shape here and emphasize the top a little more than the bottom. Just a little. And I'm even going to be double fun and try to get her in something of a similar pose. Like I said, this isn't me trying to just redraw that. It's just that I'm using the old as the structural inspiration to go to the new. So the design here is going to be the new Rebirth version. And when I get to the details, the pose is going to be the first time that Rucka worked on there. And if you want to see excellent storytelling with myth colliding with modern day, Rucka writing Wonder Woman is a pretty good choice. One of the interesting things about Drew Johnson's variation on her is that she has a strong neck. So her neck flares out like someone who's been working out. Imagine that. So that's probably a little too thick, but that's what non-photo blue is theoretically for. It was interesting. I was discussing the other day with some people about non-photo blue. They're like, yeah, it's interesting colors that you've used on your drawings. And I'm like, what do you mean interesting colors? Yeah, you use different colors. And I'm like, oh, that's non-photo blue. And digital picks up non-photo blue. Much, much better than analog ever did. No, we're just going to go ahead and keep that too. All right. You see, I'm already blending a couple of elements. Get her little star in here. I draw it like that to start with. I won't keep it like that. It's more to get the position than anything else. I am going to use one of the new Rucka rules for Wonder Woman. She's smiling because Diana does that. Goes downward. See, artists are often torn with Wonder Woman. Should they draw the kind of Wonder Woman sort of imprint here on her chest, or should they draw an eagle? And currently they're doing a little bit of both. So we'll go with a little bit of both. Let's see. New version's got a belt. Line out the hips a little more. I guess she's a little top heavy, but she's not, upside down pyramid. For a second. Just to get all the landmarks in. By landmarks, of course, design landmarks. Yeah, I know. I tend to draw figures a little leaner, a little more long of body, short. Sorry, this covers on that too. that a little bit more. On the bottom of the rib cage. A little bit more. A few more lines. Put the bracelet there. She's holding a thumb here. Roughly. There's that. Let's see. It could be there, there, and good. And we'll worry about the rest of that. Okay, time to get into cape because she's wearing a cape these days. So we're gonna get the cape on her. We've got natural places for the cape to move here. So that's where the cape will go. And that's going to go here. Alright. I think I know where to start in on actually drawing her. One of the things that I'm interested in doing with this drawing is a lot of it is just to see where it goes. I've tried a few times in the past to draw Wonder Woman, and yeah, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Let me show you that a little bit. I'm from the school of thought on her character is that she should look like an Amazon. In popular culture, we have this notion that Amazons are really strong women. They're very tall and they're very strong. We're talking beyond bodybuilder strong. So why shouldn't their greatest champion follow suit? Didn't. Okay, that'll work. They're using a very different kind of bracelet design for her now, so she's got a little bit more, there's more detail to it. Oh, I didn't even notice that before. Well, it's on the design, so. Yeah, I'll skip it. There's an armband piece that would go here. It would just look really weird with this kind of design style. Part of it is I'm using for the costume an illustration by Jim Lee, Jim Lee never draws Wonder Woman where she looks like she's muscular. She looks fit and athletic, but not muscular. So, not going to work as well in this way. At the bottom of her TRN. A little bit thicker eyebrows than me. She is Greek after all. And that's just awesome about her. It's ironic. Everyone's like, "Oh yeah, Wonder Woman's such a patriotic hero. You know, she wears in red, white, and blue, and this, that, and the other." It's like, she's not American. You do know this, right? She's not remotely American. Okay. One of the things I miss the most that started with Rucka's run is the change to her eye color, which was funny because see, there was a period in his run where she was blind. She blinded herself to fight Medusa. And, well, okay, she was fighting Medusa, and in order to win, she had to blind herself permanently, or else get turned to stone. So for a while, she was blind. Yeah, it was acidic venom, so it burned out her vision permanently. But she did a favor for Athena, and Athena afterwards restored her vision. But by the way she restored it was she gave Wonder Woman her own, Athena gave Wonder Woman Athena's vision. So in mythology, Athena is known as Gray-Eyed Pallas at times. So at that point, Wonder Woman had gray eyes. Of course, when they had a storyline that took place after her blindness had been cured, but before the blindness stuff had been released, I was like, guys, you screwed up the color of Wonder Woman's eyes. Probably someone from DC, might have even been Greg Rucka, said, no, they didn't. So, pre-Infinite Crisis Wonder Woman, especially right before, should have gray eyes. That's your geeky fact that you can whip out for whatever reason. You want to whip it out for saying, hey, I know this about mythology? Do it. Okay. I'm liking how that's going to turn out. Alright, cool. Not often that I nail lips early. When I draw something, but I think I did that time, so let's just keep going. Okay. This is going to be a light spot, so it's a spot where her hair is very shiny and it's reflecting light. I'm making a point to draw in where the hair will be, especially since I'm going to have a line of her lasso go in front of it. And straight points there. And we've got a hand. The new bracelets go a little lower. Traditionally, they'll stop about here, so the new ones go here. And they come up to where the traditional ones would cut off. So it only adds on this side. But this is the side where she's going to do most of her blocking. Okay. Alright, I like that. What I'm doing here is I'm finishing that chest design, that upper plate. And the way I'm going to get the trim in on it is I'm just going to draw a line. Just one line dividing it. A little overkill there, but that's alright. Let's get a few lines in there to kind of imply indentation. Okay, one of the parts that I'm not crazy about with the new design is they put a blatant W right here. But I wanted to go with the new design, so I'm drawing the new design. It only comes to a point in the center. So unlike up here, what I need to do is finish drawing the W, because half of it goes below, like so. Alright. New to this design is that she has a skirt piece that is very structured. It's not this sectioned tassel like you see sometimes in her armor. This one's very defined. It has defined sections, and the first one is the largest, the longest. It covers the most. The next section just shoots out as an extension. It goes back up. The next one we leave a gap for. Another star goes here. So I did make a mistake there. I meant to do that line I just made on the inside over here, but it would have been too close to the star. So I've just been on the outside. Very similar over here. We won't make enough to get to the star, so the star would be about here. And there's that. Okay, so one thing that's a surprise about this new design is that it actually contains the traditional Wonder Woman bikini. It's right here. Most of it is covered by this part, so you can't see it. kind of balanced. Not quite as top heavy as I thought we were going to go with it, but that's all right. Now, one of the weird parts about this design is that it has serrations. It's segmented pieces, I should say. It's not serrated. So each section go over chest like so. We'll just have those parts root. And then there's pretty much a hidden line right here. And the rest of her outfit follows this as a guide. Alright. A lot of what covers this line up is musculature. I'm going ahead and drawing the shading. It's going to go underneath the bust. Okay, I need to get the other side of the cape. Go ahead and start some shading here. And so some shading here. We're staying a little this way. Just a little. I'm satisfied with that section. So just need to get trying to intentionally create a little edge. Try to give some texture. All right. So that'll offset it a little too. Go ahead and put a little more definition into what the cape's doing. And I'm going to fill in here where it's red, not bold. Okay, I need to get to that other arm. Okay. And backwards. I thought at first that it was this point. It was going to be here. It's actually on the other side of her arm. She's going to hold. She's holding it this way. This. And in. I'm going to shift here just for a moment to try to get a little better use out of lighting. Let's see, that, so. Check my reference again. Taste of Shadow. Level 2. Just didn't care for the balance on the side of my head. So I'm evening it back out a little. Just a little. Okay, I see now. So there's an open spot. There's an open spot. Cool. Alright, I'm going to draw a couple more fabric lines in here. Get a light dusting pencil lead. One of my other F pencils for this. Don't worry, today I'm not going to dig in here for tons of pencils. I'm just going to dig out one. It's just another F pencil. Let me go ahead and do this again. So. Still want to do this. Okay, before I get any further, I'm going to go ahead and get in the lasso. An interesting thing is that it wasn't originally intended to be a whip. And in Wonder Woman Rebirth #1, she gets to use the lasso as a whip. Really cool. Slapping bad dudes with it. It's a neat sequence. I mean, it's the first few pages. So I'll always find a preview somewhere. I didn't look at preview. I just bought the book. Right. Shading in. I want her top to be a different color than her cape, if only to show that it's made out of a different substance. Her cape is cloth, so even if it was the same color, it wouldn't have the same light absorption. Okay, this is looking pretty good. Let's do that again. Oh, I see. Let's see what we're doing here. So just going to do that. Okay, so she needs to have more of the lasso. Still need a few more loops, don't I? Okay, I'm satisfied there. It's simple. It's effective. So, I need to get this part. Still darkening things in. We're just about to be done. With Wonder Woman, a lot of it is contrasting color. So a lot of her design is typically skin. So her outfit is typically bold colors. Deep reds, dark blues. And of course her hair is black. And then you get spots of gold, silver costume. Maybe a splash of white. This side should be the darker side. And this side should be darker because this thigh, the way I've drawn here, this leg is in front of this leg. Alright. I'm going to go over the main lines again, making sure the bulk of her costume and her body pops out from things like her cape. Okay. I'm looking for any muscles I might have missed. And we're going to shade a little here. We've got an arm there. We'll switch back over to this smaller one. Okay. Going after her hair now. So one of the interesting bits for me about Reckless Wonder Woman is that she could fight modern day foes as much as mythological ones. So she would take trips down to Hades, Elysian Fields, Tartarus, that sort of thing. And then the next issue she might be helping the Flash. After she was blinded, they did a fantastic Justice League test of like, oh, well, you're blind. I don't know if you should be in the League anymore. The League was very divided about the fact. So they put her through a test. And the test was to fight everybody at once. So everybody's fighting her in the Justice League, and she was holding them off. Batman comes in, do his Batman thing. Batman being Batman does not hold back at all. Then, right in the middle of their fight, a shot fires. Gunshot. And in true Wonder Woman tradition. That arm goes back behind her. She deflects the shot. She didn't hear the gun being fired, being cocked or anything like that. But there's no way she could have. Because before that gun was fired, it was moving at hypersonic speeds. Because at the other end of that gun, the one pulling the trigger, was Superman. Of course, big test devised by Batman. Are you still fit to fight in the League? It was an interesting moment. Superman's mostly horrified that he's had to do it. Put a couple other strands of hair here. I think I get more intent when I'm shading. And when I get intent, I get quiet. At least until I reach a point where I can keep myself going. It's shocking that Wonder Woman hasn't been more of a relevant hero because she should be. People see her as the icon. Oh, hey, such a famous figure. This, that, the other. Forgetting that she was a lot of her stuff is based on bondage. But so she's her own person. She's not bound to some man having to be flighty. She's well spoken. She's like, preach peace. We want peace. We're not gonna be fools. We teach war. And she is an ambassador, and she wants peace, but she does come from a warrior nation. Where you're from shapes a lot of your values. And she was from a place that wasn't accustomed to dealing with things in man's world. Patriarch's World. This is a figure who's very much about standing up for people, especially those who can't stand up for themselves. Children, those downtrodden by war and disaster. It's interesting she is this creature of peace and love, but at the same time, her culture, if you encounter a monster, you should kill it. Where she's from, they kill monsters. That's why the fantastic moment where she's fighting Superman, she's like, I gotta stop this. She's throwing everything at wild Superman, and she's held him off, but she can't last forever. So she said, I'm going to stop this at the source. She finds Max Lord, who's mind-controlled Superman. She lassos him and says, hey, how do I keep him from killing anybody? How do I get him from being out of control? And Max Lord's answer is, you kill me. She glances at him for a second. She thinks about it. Twists that head right around backwards. Yeah, it's a dark moment. But it was a very interesting moment as well. Put a little more color underneath those eyes. It's subtle, but I did put a little bit to show that she's smiling there. Let's do this. Sometimes getting the eraser out is not necessarily the right idea, so I'm going to leave it right here. So I can a little touch up through here. Just enough to get the outline of the body in there a little more. I like how she's ended up. I'm quite pleased with this. So, this one's been a lot of fun. I enjoy it. I hope you've enjoyed it as well. Again, this is Len Berry, and this has been Time to Draw. I hope you have a wonderful day. As with any video, or anytime you find me online, feel free to like or subscribe, or to like this video. Subscribe to the video series / my YouTube account. Links below for my Twitter, Facebook, my blog's on there, trying to get a little more posting done on that. I'm online, and feel free to drop a line and say something. Do you like the picture? You have questions about the shading? Do you have a favorite Wonder Woman writer or story? I'd like to hear from you. Until then, as I said, this is Len Berry, and this has been Time to Draw.